Hello, it's Jacqueline with Discover Love Matches, and I was thinking about a fun topic after I was talking with my son and his wife about fun things that you have to think about, but also tricky things, which the detail is how to wrap up the first date successfully. As a professional matchmaker and dating coach for 15 years, I have to say the number of people that leave a date confused, unsure, like don't really know if it's going anywhere or if there's going to be a future date is way too high. This is the key in closing this connection into a future possibility or knowing when it's time to move on. The most important thing is that you make a clear and definitive decision. So in my agency, I do introduction dates, which means I actually ask the client to tell me within 24 hours of me introducing them if there is an interest. And then everybody in the duo has to let me know, and then I let the other person know. So it's very clear and very specific. You will know within 24 hours of meeting one of my clients if the other person is interested or not, so you can move forward in a building future connection possibility or deciding there's somebody else for you. Now, this is a very tricky situation because I have the ability to ask these questions because it's expected, but this is what you should be thinking anyways, regardless if you're a part of my agency or not. When you are dating, you need to know what's next. You need to know if you're making progress, and you need to know when to let it go and move on. We hold space for the wrong person because we are unclear, but we have an attraction. And then we also make space for somebody just because they're interested, but we're not actually mutually interested, but we appreciate the compliment, so we try to be open. Now, as I make these introduction dates, I only get to see the moment they both come on screen together and I introduce them. Then they go off for their 10-minute chat, and I am not part of that. But then when they come back and I check in to see what they learned about one another and have a last little moment to watch the energy between the two, there are times that I even think it's going to be mutual, and then I get a message that it's not mutual. One is interested the other way, and it isn't, because both people fully showed up and enjoyed, but it shows me how even me as the expert observing, it can be confusing. It can make you think that you are okay and that you're moving forward, but really they were just being polite and they weren't attracted to you. They didn't feel a connection. You didn't have enough in common, but you also might have been really nervous. So I'm a big one on believing that if there's just a little something, you need to take time to get to know each other on a more personal level. Give people the few dates, please. If there's anything, make the extra steps. Now, that being said, I have been shocked too, where some people are just kind of awkward on the date and they're not quite talking very much. They're being really shy, but there's something about what they said that caught the other person's attention, and now they're interested in continuing. So trust me, as an expert, I don't even know it, and I'm the one that does this my job. So think about how confusing it is for people that are on a date with you if you're not clear, or if you're on a date with somebody and they're not clear. So make sure at the end of every date, it is very clear. Are we moving forward, or are we thankful and that was good and we just want to say our gratitude and grateful that we met one another, but this isn't going to continue? Make sure you are clear and they are clear. Do not just hold people around as a possibility. You need to care enough about yourself to move forward and make sure they know what is happening, that you both are on the same page, whether you agree or not. And do not assume that you know where this future of possibilities is going. Because if I, as the expert, don't always know when I see two great people interacting, then chances are you might have gotten a mixed signal. You might miss out. You might be thinking the other person's not interested, and they are. They're just being a little quieter or shyer. You also might think that they're so into you and they laughed at you, your jokes. They were entertaining, they were engaging, but that's just how they are with everybody. And you didn't get a mutual match. So take the time to make it clear and then move forward wherever they are at that point, because they're being most authentic before they're overly engaged in getting to know you. What do you think about these thoughts? Make sure you subscribe and leave me a comment because I want to keep this conversation going.